Hey, thanks for coming to 1500ESPN.com. I'm Derek Wetmore. I'm going to share with you my 5 thoughts from Monday. Not just Monday's game, the first-year player draft, the first part of it anyway, took place Monday as well. I'll get to that in thought number 5. But let's start with the game. It was a 3-1 loss to the Kansas City Royals as the Twins and Royals kind of jockey for position atop the AL Central. Would you have believed me if I told you that was the case? If I said that in February, that in the first week of June, this would be a fairly important series for both teams. I'm not sure I would have believed that myself. But here we are. Thought number 1, the Kansas City Royals got more than enough offense from a former Twin. Kendrys Morales hit a 2-run home run against Phil Hughes in the second inning. It was shot out to right center field. And what can you say? Kendrys Morales is having a heck of a season with the Royals after basically not doing anything with the Twins. The Twins signed him almost exactly a year ago, because if you remember, it was the draft pick compensation that kept him from signing anywhere. He was a free agent basically out on the street at the first week of June. As soon as the draft came and the draft compensation was no longer part of the equation, the Twins jumped and signed him to a prorated contract, and he didn't do much of anything for them. Eventually they traded him to the Mariners for Stephen Pryor, and kind of just a disappointing failed experiment for the Twins to bring in that DH. I complimented the move at the time, and it just didn't work out. Well, it's working out for the Kansas City Royals, and he continued his hot hitting for Kansas City on Monday's game with the 2-run shot against Phil Hughes. Hughes had the line of the night, actually. Post-game, we asked about Morales and the former teammate aspect, and he said, yeah, the old line when he was here was that he could roll out of bed and hit. I guess he got out of bed today. And it's pretty funny self-deprecating humor, I think, from Phil Hughes, that he knew Morales got him for the home run. And yeah, that was kind of the difference in a 3-1 ball game. Thought number 2, the other difference, though, Aaron Thompson came in relief of Hughes in the 8th inning and failed to get the lefty out. He was pitching at Eric Hosmer with runners on, I believe it was runners at first and second. But in any case, 2 runners on with 2 outs when Hughes left the game. Thompson came in to get the lefty Hosmer, started him with a fastball, looked a little uncomfortable on it, another fastball, boom, RBI single to the outfield. I talked to Thompson after the game, and he said he maybe feels like he got set up a little bit, like Hosmer, maybe he looked intentionally uncomfortable on the first pitch because then he really handled that second fastball. Thompson's kind of in a readjustment period. He had been pitching well, and it was that wipeout slider that was working so well for him. Guys were swinging and missing all the time. Seems now like the league's sort of readjusting to him, and I asked him about that sort of readjustment period, now how he's going to have to adjust to the adjustment. And he said that's probably an accurate characterization of what's going on. He says that he's been predicting this all along. Early on when he was having success, he knew eventually a rough patch was going to come, and he was going to have to change, and he's sort of in the midst of that right now. It was another, I don't want to call it a failed outing, but Thompson did not do his job by his own estimation on Monday, and that it didn't put the game out of reach by any means. I mean, it was still a 3-1 ball game, but it did extend Kansas City's lead, and the Twins weren't able to come back and tie the score. Moving on, thought number 3, the Twins stranded 10 runners on Sunday, stranded 6 on Monday, and that included a bases loaded, grounded into double play for Torrey Hunter in the, I'll check that for you, in the 3rd inning. What are you going to do? Torrey Hunter, first pitch, changeup, like what he saw from starter Jason Vargas, took a swing on it. He feels like he hit it well, but hit it right to shortstop Alcides Escobar, who he called one of the best shortstops in the universe, I think. I can't remember his exact quote. It was something like that. He's right, good shortstop, turn it into a double play, and it kind of averted a rally for the Twins, which maybe was looking fairly promising given that they had the bases loaded, 1 out with Hunter coming to the plate. You like your chances there. Hunter grounded into double play. Later in the game, Mauer grounded into a double play too. Just that kind of day for the Twins. Seems like almost just that kind of week for the Twins. They've been getting a lot of bounces early. Maybe their luck's evening out. I'm not exactly sure, but they're not doing quite as well with runners in scoring position as we had grown accustomed to seeing in the early part of the season. Thought number 4, Eddie Rosario scored the only run. He had a solo home run. I believe it was his 3rd homer of the season, And he made another play that kind of impressed me. He's done something each of the past 3 ball games that stood out to me. It's not necessarily going to show up in the box score, but that I saw and I thought, that's something you don't necessarily always see from a rookie. He's kind of putting together this complete package, even if maybe he's not 100% ready for the big leagues, but he sure seems to have a well-rounded game. The example I pulled from Monday's game, let me find it in my column here for you. It was a ball actually he cut off in the left field corner. He's playing left on Monday. Runner on first. Mike Moustakas drives the ball out to the left field corner. Looks like it could be a double. Not with Rosario in left field. Rosario cuts it off, throws in strong to second base to keep Moustakas at first to a single. Not only did he keep Moustakas at first, he kept the lead runner from scoring. He got the ball in so quickly that the lead runner had to hold at third base. Now, that maybe didn't end up being important because that's the ball after which Phil Hughes was pulled. Aaron Thompson came in to get Hosmer. As I mentioned in thought number 2, didn't get Hosmer. So saving the run maybe didn't matter there, but in the course of a full season, as I've said in the past 2 videos, the course of a full season, those plays are important. They save runs. Ultimately, runs over the course of a season add up to real wins and losses. And I've been impressed with Eddie Rosario the past 3-4 ball games, not only how he's playing in the outfield, how he's reading balls on the base paths, and it's pretty hard to argue with what you're getting from the plate for him, too. I've been fairly impressed with the rookie so far, even if he's not 100% ready for big league action. Thought number 5, with the draft on Monday, I also included the 2 guys that the Twins drafted. Number 6 overall, Tyler Jay out of the University of Illinois, and number 73 overall, Kyle Cody out of the University of Kentucky. We posted a bunch of stuff on 1500ESPN.com on both of those guys, so be sure to go check out that content for all the draft coverage, and we'll have more tomorrow as well. That'll do it for this 5 Thoughts video. I appreciate you coming to the website, 1500ESPN.com. Check out my 5 Thoughts column while you're here. I wrote in about all this stuff in greater detail. Until next time, I'm Derek Wetmore. Thank you for watching.